think in the 90s, researchers have begun to identify the poor as a market sector of underserved customers and look at it in a very new way. Look at it in a way from a perspective of a business opportunity. And I think they have done a great job of raising awareness for that issue and reframing the agenda away from poor people that need to be helped through donations and philanthropy towards poor people that are the future customers that are waiting to be served by companies. I think now the challenge really is how to do it, how to go about serving the poor, how to build whole new business models that at the same time justify the expectations of resource providers and capital providers for economic returns and growth, and at the same time do justice to the needs of the poor for adequate products and services. So I believe that the trick for companies is to help one of those pro-poor business models that we also call social entrepreneurs to build scale in their business model, create incomes for the poor, and therefore what we often see in our case studies and field research, those entrepreneurial organizations give companies access to very valuable resources, lowering business risk, increasing legitimacy of acting in very, very new markets. And this is really, as we see it, the base for the business case of serving the poor for companies. This is, I think, a wonderful example of the symbiosis between doing the right thing that you can do best on the for-profit side as a business and helping the pro-poor side doing what they can do best and working together that way. The Grameen brand name is a very, very important economic resource. Building a brand name like that takes many, many years. The investment costs would have been very, very high for Telenor had they attempted to do that themselves. Rather, they could just basically leverage the Grameen brand name for free because they were doing these joint projects together. An important saving in investments and a legitimacy builder. Also, Mohammed Yunus, as being one of the most recognized people and social leaders in Bangladesh, was a very important shield against corruption issues and corruption problems in Bangladesh, which Telenor, which really lowered the country risk perception for Telenor. Also, the Grameen Bank helped Telenor to get access to development funds because they were supporting the pro-poor business of the Grameen side and not just going about the middle-income customers alone. Had Telenor just set up a for-profit business, they would not have had access to all of those resources. It's really allowed them to build a fast-growing, one of their most important mobile phone businesses at the moment, where Telenor is the second largest taxpayer in Bangladesh, having just crossed 6 million customers in a 150 million people market. So there is a lot of growth still left over. And the Grameen Bank has been able to create 250,000 jobs for some of the poorest people in the country. And we really hope that we can inspire more MBA students, the future leaders of organizations, to create the kind of business models able to serve the poor and really transforming their lives and at the same time generating the returns necessary to justify business investments and business decisions.